Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you something. What is it that keeps us going when the world seems to slow down, when our bodies age, and when the weight of life's experiences begins to settle heavily on our shoulders? It's not the external accolades or the applause from others. It's the internal dialogue that defines us, the story we tell ourselves. The way you speak to yourself is one of the most powerful forces shaping your reality, especially as you age. People often focus on external factors, physical health, financial security, or social connections when thinking about growing older. But they underestimate the impact of their internal dialogue. The way you frame your own experience, the words you repeat to yourself daily determines whether you see aging as a process of decline or as an opportunity for continued growth and contribution. As the years pass, it becomes easier to fall into patterns of self-doubt, regret, or even bitterness. Society often reinforces the idea that aging means irrelevance, that once you reach a certain stage in life, your best years are behind you. But this is not an absolute truth. It is a narrative, and like any narrative, it can be rewritten. The first step in maintaining a strong and resilient mindset is taking control of your self-talk. If you begin each day by speaking to yourself with intention, you can shape your perception of reality. Consider the difference between waking up and saying, "I'm getting old, I can't do what I used to," versus saying, "I have experience and wisdom that make me valuable." The first thought leads to resignation and limitation, while the second fosters confidence and purpose. The truth is, you are constantly reinforcing beliefs through the words you use. The brain listens to what you tell it. Over time, negative self-talk weakens your motivation, while purposeful affirmations strengthen it. Another crucial aspect of this practice is that it fosters resilience. Life will continue to present challenges, and aging does bring inevitable difficulties. But if you condition your mind to see yourself as capable, worthy, and full of purpose, you will approach those difficulties with strength rather than defeat. A strong internal dialogue does not mean ignoring reality. It means facing it with the mindset that you still have something meaningful to offer. This mental discipline is not just about motivation, it is about survival. People who maintain a strong sense of purpose live longer, healthier lives. Their outlook affects their body, their relationships, and their ability to navigate the world. In the end, the most important conversation you will ever have is the one you have with yourself every morning. It is a daily choice. Will you see yourself as diminished by time, or as someone who still has the power to create, to learn, and to live fully? As people grow older, they often question their relevance and worth. Society tends to glorify youth, equating it with productivity, innovation, and influence. As a result, many individuals begin to feel invisible as they age, as if their best contributions are behind them. This mindset is not only damaging, but entirely false. Every stage of life carries unique value, and those who have lived long lives possess something that no amount of youth or energy can replicate: wisdom, experience, and perspective. Recognizing this is crucial for maintaining a sense of purpose and fulfillment. One of the most destructive thoughts a person can adopt is the belief that they no longer have anything to offer. This belief often stems from shifting societal roles. Perhaps retirement has changed daily routines, or physical limitations have made certain activities more difficult. However, the measure of a person's value is not found in their ability to work in the same way they once did, but in the depth of their insights and the richness of their experiences. Knowledge gained over decades is a resource that can shape the world in profound ways, whether through mentorship, storytelling, or simply offering guidance to those still finding their way. The truth is, people continue to influence and inspire others regardless of their age. A conversation with a younger person can change their trajectory. A piece of advice, a shared lesson, or even a simple reminder of resilience can make an immeasurable difference in someone else's life. Many of history's most impactful figures made their greatest contributions later in life, not because they had the physical endurance of their younger years, but because they had something far greater: deep understanding and the ability to see the bigger picture. It is essential to remind oneself daily, I have something to offer. This is not just about external validation, it is about recognizing one's own value. Purpose is not dictated by society, but by one's willingness to engage with the world, whether through kindness, teaching, leadership, or simply being present for others. Every person has something unique to give. The challenge is to acknowledge that truth, to push back against the false narrative of aging as a decline, and to embrace the fact that one's worth is not diminished with time, but deepened by it. One of the most damaging beliefs a person can internalize is that their age defines them. Society often places people into categories based on the number of years they have lived, creating expectations about what they can or cannot do. These limitations are not always based on reality, but rather on social constructs that associate youth with potential and old age with decline. The truth is, age is not an identity. It is a biological fact, but it does not determine one's ability to think, to grow, to contribute, or to experience joy and fulfillment. The danger of identifying too strongly with age is that it can create self-imposed limitations. When people believe they are too old for certain activities, relationships, or challenges, they stop pursuing them altogether. This mindset does more harm than physical aging itself. The body may change over time, but the human capacity for learning, adaptation, and purpose remains as strong as ever. The difference between those who continue to thrive in later years and those who feel stagnant often comes down to perspective. Those who refuse to see themselves as old continue to explore life with curiosity and enthusiasm. The idea that age should dictate a person's role in life is deeply flawed. Throughout history, some of the greatest thinkers, artists, and leaders made their most significant contributions later in life. They did not see their age as a limitation, but as a foundation. With age comes accumulated wisdom, a broader view of life, and a refined sense of what truly matters. These are advantages, not obstacles. The moment a person accepts that they are too old for something, they surrender a part of their own potential. Every morning it is important to remind oneself that age is not a definition, but simply a marker of time. It does not dictate what is possible or what still lies ahead. By refusing to be confined by a number, one maintains a sense of freedom, vitality, and engagement with the world. The key is to focus not on what has passed, but on what is still possible. There is always room for new experiences, new goals, and new connections. The way a person sees themselves shapes how they live. If they choose to believe that age does not limit them, then it won't. One of the greatest tragedies of aging is not the passage of time itself, but the moment a person stops learning. The world is vast, complex, and ever-changing. And those who continue to engage with new ideas remain sharp, curious, and full of life. Learning is not confined to youth or formal education. It is a lifelong process that keeps the mind agile and the spirit engaged. The difference between those who age with vitality and those who grow stagnant is often their willingness to keep expanding their knowledge and skills. When people stop learning, they begin to shrink, not just mentally, but in their view of the world. They become rigid in their thinking, locked into old habits and resistant to change. This is not because aging naturally leads to stubbornness, but because the failure to challenge oneself leads to mental complacency. The brain, like a muscle, must be exercised to stay strong. Those who continue to seek out new knowledge, whether through reading, discussion, travel, or creative pursuits, maintain a sense of engagement with life that keeps them feeling energized and relevant. A common misconception is that learning is for the young. This idea is entirely false. Some of the greatest minds in history continued to grow and evolve well into old age. Scientists, artists, and philosophers have made groundbreaking discoveries and contributions later in life, not because they had the energy of youth, but because they refused to stop being curious. It is an open mind. Those who commit to learning, regardless of age, remain mentally resilient and adaptable in a rapidly changing world. There is a profound sense of purpose that comes with continuous learning. It prevents the feeling of stagnation and creates a bridge between the past, present, and future. It allows individuals to connect with younger generations, understand new technologies, and appreciate different perspectives. More importantly, it fosters a mindset of growth rather than decline. When a person wakes up each day and says, "I will keep learning," They are making a commitment not just to knowledge, but to life itself. The act of learning is a declaration that there is still more to see, more to understand, and more to contribute. It is a refusal to fade into irrelevance and an embrace of the endless possibilities that still exist, no matter how many years have passed. Life is unpredictable, and no one is guaranteed another day. Yet, as people grow older, it becomes easy to take time for granted or to dwell on what has already passed. The truth is, every morning that a person wakes up is a gift, an opportunity to experience, to contribute, and to appreciate the world around them. The mindset with which one approaches the day determines its value. Those who see each day as a burden or a repetition of the past often feel stuck in routine, while those who recognize the day as a fresh opportunity remain engaged and fulfilled. It is easy to fall into the trap of focusing on what has been lost over time. Maybe youth, physical strength, or certain opportunities are no longer the same, but dwelling on those things blinds a person to what still remains. There are still conversations to be had, books to read, people to love, and moments to experience. There is always something to be grateful for, whether it is the warmth of the sun, the presence of a friend, or the ability to reflect on a life well lived. Gratitude shifts focus from what is missing to what is present, and this shift is essential for living with purpose. One of the most destructive thoughts a person can carry is the idea that they are simply waiting for life to pass. This mindset turns time into an enemy rather than an ally. But time itself is not the problem. It is the way it is perceived. Every single day offers a choice, to engage with life or to withdraw from it. The individuals who maintain a sense of purpose and appreciation for each day are the ones who continue to live fully, regardless of their age. Acknowledging that today is a gift does not mean ignoring life's challenges. There will be difficulties, losses, and struggles, but recognizing the value of each day creates resilience. It provides the strength to move forward, even when things are not perfect. When a person begins the morning by reminding themselves that this day, this moment, is something to be cherished, they set the foundation for a life that is rich in meaning. No matter how many years have passed, today is an opportunity. What is done with it is entirely a matter of choice. Aging is often seen as a slow fading into the background, but this perspective is a choice, not a necessity. The way a person perceives their time on earth shapes how they live it, and those who wake up each day recognizing that today is a gift approach life with a sense of purpose, gratitude, and engagement. Time is the most precious resource, yet it is often overlooked until it begins to run out. The key to a meaningful life, especially in later years, is to understand that every single day is an opportunity, one that should not be wasted. The mind has a tendency to drift either toward the past, dwelling on memories, regrets, and what has been lost, or toward the future, worrying about what may come. But the present moment is the only reality that truly exists. When a person acknowledges that today is a gift, they shift their focus from what is out of their control to what is immediately available to them. This creates a sense of clarity and appreciation for even the simplest experiences, whether it is the taste of morning coffee, the laughter of a loved one, or the quiet beauty of the world outside. It is easy to assume that meaning comes from grand achievements, but in reality, it is often found in the small, everyday moments. The ability to wake up, to think, to connect with others, to create, to learn. These are all privileges that not everyone gets to experience. Recognizing this fact changes the way a person moves through life. Instead of taking time for granted, they begin to cherish it. Instead of waiting for something extraordinary to happen, they make the most of what is already in front of them. A person's outlook on life determines the quality of their experience. Those who see each day as a burden will find reasons to be weighed down, while those who see it as a gift will find reasons to be grateful. This is not about ignoring difficulties or pretending that challenges do not exist. It is about choosing to embrace life despite them. Every morning presents a new chance to engage with the world, to contribute something meaningful, and to appreciate the time that is still available. The most important question is not how many days a person has left, but how they choose to live the ones they are given.